Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Blue Table Talk. I'm your host, Deborah Jones, and we have a fantastic night tonight. We're going to talk to our girl, Yolanda Nan Johnson Avery.
All those names.
And we're just going to just roll into it, just ask some questions because I mean, she's very outstanding. Once you meet Yolanda, you will never forget. But and we're gonna talk about it in a few minutes. And so I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna talk about COVID. Now you know that COVID is out there, and we have Omicron. We still have all these variants out Delta. We still have them all out there, and people are still getting sick behind it, and they even dying behind it. We need you to get vaccine. Look, if you get your vaccination and you catch COVID, it's not. I'm not saying you won't catch it. If you do catch it, you won't be as sick as everyone who did not catch it. So go ahead and get vaccinated. I was in school today, and I was talking to some children at school, and they were telling me they got vaccinated. So come on, if they get on the bandwagon, come on, guys, you could get on the bandwagon as well. Especially those who have the underlying illness. You really need to be vaccinated from this disease. And this is not going to be the first or the second or third variant that's coming through. There will be more coming through. So y'all, we need to stay protected, stay safe. We need to always do the three W's: wash our hands, wear our mask, and watch your distance. So if you do those three W's, then maybe you can keep yourself safe from everything else. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest for tonight. Tonight we have, like I said, we have Yolanda Avery. Welcome, Yolanda. How are you tonight?
Thank you so much for having me on, Deborah.
Oh
Thank
yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I mean, all these accolades out, that you have out there, it just blew my mind. I'm like, okay,
Blew me too. Blew me too. Trust me, I'm still
okay,
going.
okay. Now we working with gas. Now we just out here smoking now.
You got it. You got it. It does.
In case you guys didn't know, I know she's gonna say this, but in case you guys didn't know, Yolanda was just Woman of the Year for the MLK. You know where
For
MLK is, Martin Luther
Luther.
King, but she was just a Woman of the Year. She's also Woman of the Year for the Black business. So, and she's teacher of the month at her school, and she's from Silsby. She's a
Yeah.
member. She's a member of the Beaumont Champions, and she's a wife. She's a mother, and she also has this career and dance school or class or something like
No,
that.
I'm doing private lessons now.
Oh, okay,
I had the studio. Yeah.
okay. So let me let Yolanda introduce herself.
Okay. And I'm simple. I'm Yolanda Avery. As you said, a native Silsbian. And I've been in Beaumont many years. I teach at Port Arthur ISD as an educator in Port Arthur ISD at Early College, Wilson Early College. And um, that's me. And I love the community. I love my community. I love volunteering. I love giving back. And that's me.
Yeah. So, Yolanda, what makes you who you are?
Believing that people can be who they are, and I can share that belief from. I believe in them, and like I told a student today, I said I believe in you, and asking them, do they believe in themselves? And they were like, yeah, I do, Miss Avery, I do. And I said, that's all. That's half the battle right there. If you believe in yourself, and I believe in you, I'm going to give you wind behind you, and push you toward greatness. And so that's who I am. And I didn't set out to do that one day and go on and believe I'm gonna do this and help that. But actually, that's how I was kind of raised. My mother was an educator, and my dad was a community person, and that's what we did. And that's how we lived from day to day, from giving back, sharing. Many times I would get home from school, and mother had people at the house that she was tutoring, or she was taking kids to Washington. And dad was one of those who took off every time we voted to carry people to the voting polls. So that was very important of having people on those voting polls. So this is nothing new that we're going through right now with voting. So yeah, so it's always a giving back. And of course, church, and it's what you learn. That's what you do. Recently, I just thought about we were asking earlier about people, and one lady who in particular who just passed away was one of my. I was under her as a junior usher growing up,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize how much she impacted my life. So we'll talk about her more later on when we have some
Right,
things. But she did because there was so many people that did that. So that's
right,
who I am. That's who I am.
right. I remember your mom. She worked at CVS. Oh, but
Yes, Eckers, when it was Eckers. That
I
was her, I think that
yes,
was her main job for a while.
I remember her. She was a kind lady, and she was so sweet. And I
Yeah,
didn't know that was your mom. I think till she passed away, and
right.
I saw you probably at the funeral or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm like, and I had
Oh,
to put them together. I had to link that together. I'm like, okay, all right, that's your
yeah,
daughter.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was pretty neat. Now,
very nice
I walked
woman.
in. I won't ever forget that day. I walked in a funeral, and it was actually at the gym where she worked in middle school. And I walked in, and I told Dad, I said, "All these people know Mama." I mean, I knew that what she did, of course. But I said, "All these people know Mama," and mostly said, "No." She taught all of them because she taught three
Right,
generations of students. So
right,
I was like, "Oh yeah, that she did teach a lot of people." But to me, she
right,
was just mom. Um,
right.
but yeah, it was
That's how.
pretty neat. It was pretty
And
neat
the,
and
and the
everything.
way the way you and I met was through dancing. You
Yep.
were praise dancing at the church. I was doing
Praise dancing. That's right.
yeah, and then
That's right.
we got together. We've been knowing each other ever since.
I remember the many days I could about being at fellowship, and Margaret Durow would come in, and you were
Yeah.
the most amazing director I'd ever
Oh,
seen. And I was like, that woman could direct the choir. I mean, one finger move everybody. Just you were amazing. So
thank
those
you.
are the great old days. Not the good old
Oh,
days. Those are the great old days. Yeah,
so good. And people still ask me, why are you not still directing? I say, well, I left it over to the younger people, let them do it.
exactly. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, but I
They
have other,
watched you.
I, I have other things I can do in life. So
But you can bring it back and show it to them
I can
again.
bring it back to this.
Right.
So, Yolanda, do you have any personal missions?
Working every day to do a mission vision. Um, I work, like that scripture says, working by day till by night, no man can work.
Right.
Um, I, I I didn't set out to have a mission. I had my own personal goals, I had my own personal things I wanted to do, but it never was. It was for me. It wasn't for my. It wasn't to seek, bigger things or things. But I just wanted to be good. I wanted to be happy, of course.
Right.
But it never was one of those to be like just shown and known and things. I just wanted to help my fellow man, and that sounds very cliche, but it just that's who that's who I am.
Right.
Working so many years with higher education and working finding students that having students that were coming in that were older than average going to college and were scared to go to college because they were just scared because they hadn't been to college in such a
Hmm.
long time. And then watching them go across the stage and graduate and help their families, and then seeing them later on doing great with their families and their kids going to school. I think that's what set the tone for what I do. And I didn't mean to do it. I mean, not at all, but it just kind of happened and then kind of evolved as far as careers.
Right.
And because here we are, to doing that.
We are right here.
Yeah.
Ever since I've known you, I've always seen that smile on your face, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you get upset at times, but I've never witnessed it.
Ask my kids. Ask my kids.
I've never witnessed
Ask my
even
husband.
when you did a workshop for BISD. It was a professional development workshop,
Uh-huh.
and we used doing technology. And
Yes.
I just could not get on that. I didn't know what I was doing on that computer. You said, hold on, Deborah, let me do it. Let me help you.
Yeah. I think mother used to always say, whatever's going on, don't give it to anybody else in your life. Whatever's going on in your life, leave it there.
Hmm.
And just get whatever you have of yourself, give it to everyone else as far as positive things.
Hmm.
And that's one thing you can actually see as part of my food page. It's Best Bites. And
Best
that's
Buy.
how that's
Right.
how it started. It's Best Bites. Now,
Mhm.
don't give the worst bites. We can actually always talk about bad stuff,
Right.
always, but give the good things. Give give
Right.
it support while we can. So that's I have this thing that when I close the door at my car, or when at like going to work, that's where I leave all the stuff.
Hmm.
That's maybe at home or wherever else. I mean, go in and give 100% to the students, to the staff, to the faculty, and give the best.
Give it back to them.
And
Yeah.
then open the door, go back to
Right.
your car at the end of the day, take it back if it's there. It might be gone by that time, might have dissipated away, but hopefully,
Right.
or prayed away.
Well, I'll tell you what, God tells us to write down things. So, and let it come to fruition. But
That's right.
write it down and then let it flourish.
That's
So
right.
Let me talk to my listening and my viewing audience, guys. If you are on here, I see some of you on here just watching. Come on the page and leave a little comment and tell Yolanda hello. If you have something to say to her,
Please do.
please do, and then I'll pose the question to her. I want to tell Linda hello. Hey Linda, how are you? Hey Rhonda, how are you doing? A lot of guys who are on my phone, and switch over to the comment side and comment a little bit on with Yolanda and myself. Okay, love you guys. I know y'all gonna do it. Yeah, here you come. You coming now? What's up, Kara Allen? How you doing?
Hey, Carol.
And we have Donita on here.
Oh, my
Okay.
pal. That's my
So how
pal.
do you keep yourself organized?
Woo, planners, 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 and I'll say with an S. I have my wonderful phone planner. We actually have a family planner that all of us are on together. That's kind of family stuff. I have a good. I keep a with I don't even know the name of that planner, but I've had it for years. I just have to update every year. Paper planner, and then I have a calendar for school, and I kind of put them all together. But I plan. I have to put everything, and then the older I get, I got to put it all down. I got to write it all down because you forget. And so I have a lot of sticky notes.
Right, right.
Sticky notes. But yeah, I use planners. As a matter of fact, I teach planners. I've taught Abbott before, so of course I teach about how to plan and how to plan your life and how to plan your day and your
Right.
schooling. So I teach that again now, especially with seniors, of how to plan their lives and have plan their day, plan their week, and plan their vision.
Right.
So planners, that's how I keep myself organized. And sometimes it's a joke. If it's not on my planner, it doesn't exist.
So do you use that planner all the time?
All the time, all the time, and a lot. I use a lot of my phone. I use a lot of alarms, a lot of reminders. My husband says sometimes I don't, especially in the morning, because he used to drag me out of bed. But yeah, I use a lot of alarms. I tell students, I say, you have $1,000 computer in your hand and use it. Let's use it now. Use the apps. Use what you have. Use the reminders. Um, that's just how I live. Just reminding myself what I have to do next and staying on task. I used to be a huge multitasker.
Hmm.
But the older I'm getting, I'm finding I can do two or three whales for instead of five. And so keeping that on hand. But I have a to-do list every day, what I need to do and what I didn't do, and I actually cross those things out.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, I do. And then if I don't cross it out, it goes to the next day. But I try to
Oh,
cross them all out as much as I
right,
possibly can.
right. So
So
you
yeah,
so you really stay in touch with everything point
yeah,
by
I have
point.
to. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I have to.
I be saying, I didn't do it today. Well, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And
That's
do it tomorrow.
I'll get there when I retire.
Always the next
Watch.
it's
When I
always
retire, I'm like,
the
I
next.
could be all right.
Y'all, we hanging out with Yolanda today, and it is a pleasure. Just even knowing Yolanda is a pleasure for me. I'm saying for myself to know her and for us to connect together. And I was so happy when she said, "I'll do it." I said, Yolanda, I want to interview you. I just came up and said I want to interview you. I want to hang out with you.
I
And
know. I
so
told
she said, "Okay, okay, okay." We set the day, and here we are right
Did
now.
you say no? Does anybody say no to Deborah? No. No. I never have.
My children be trying to say no. Mama,
No.
no. Mama, no. So what character traits would your friends use to describe you?
Busy, loving, giving, and to a friend of mine said to a point of giving too much. Um, Dedicated. I am committed. When I say I'm committed, my dad always said your word is your bond.
Yes.
And if you say you're gonna do it,
Yes.
you're gonna have to do it. You follow
Yes.
through.
Yes.
So that's it. That's it.
Yes.
I'm dedicated and I'm
I'm a
committed.
I'm an advocate on that, on just what you just said. Your word is your bond.
Yeah.
You tell me you're gonna do something, it's best you do it.
Yeah. I might be flying and getting there on time, barely getting there on time, but I'm
Tell
gonna
me,
get there. But I'm gonna be there.
tell me no. And I'll be okay with that. But if you
Right.
say I'm gonna do this, come
You're
on,
right.
y'all. Let's do it.
You're right. You're right. And that's all
So
you have.
that's all, yeah. It's your word.
That's it.
So what three skills or traits you wish you had?
Ah, ah. Don't Danita did not answer this question for me, please.
Denise,
Danita did not answer this question.
well, she did. Denise said you are loyal.
I'm loyal. I
and,
am.
and you late.
I told you I'm gonna be there, but I'm gonna be flying next. I'm gonna do this before I get there.
Yeah, when this past what was it last week when they had the MLK thing? All I could see is we was at the Civic Center in Port Arthur. All I
Mhm.
could see is Yolanda passing by. Whoop, whoop.
I
And
flew
I was like,
by.
hey Yolanda, hey Deborah, how
Hey,
you
girl.
doing? Just
Oh,
I felt the air. You wasn't late, but
I
you
wasn't.
wasn't late because
I wasn't, but
it didn't start on
I
time.
fit
So
in. I fit in. I mean, it is. I
yes.
always find these extra things to do at the last minute. I can
Mm-hmm.
do this, and I got. Thank God I have a husband who's a good balance because he's always early, so he's always keeping me on task with that. Because I'll go, oh, let me try one more thing. Let me do one more thing. Let me do one more thing, and the next thing I'm running late, and that's every
Right,
morning, unfortunately. But other things that patience, I'm working on that a lot.
right,
I'm working on being a lot more patient with people and with myself because sometimes I get really frustrated with myself. Wanting to get so many things done and can't get them all done when I want to get them done. And just a lot of patience. And I'm learning those fruits of the spirit. I'm learning
right.
those fruits.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
learning those fruits. It's like wow, self control. Those kind of things, discipline. But those are things. Those are the. I wish I was a better, uh, not a hoarder of stuff in my house.
mhm,
you know, I'm like, let me get rid of this stuff. And this, Danita just finished doing a 10 day, I think, getting rid of things in our house. And I'm like, well, I need like 20 days, at least. It's just,
well,
you know,
with everything that you have going on,
it's
you
tough.
really have to slow down.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
yeah,
And now,
you
now
have to
the
write it
days I
down.
have slow down, when I slow down, I'm
Right.
down. Like holidays, Christmas, I don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally at home. I'm with family. More so now because of COVID, I don't do a whole lot of moving around. Um, yeah, and then my husband said, "We got to do that do today." I said, "Nothing." So I make sure that time because I know when January 1st, after it rolls out over, I'm going again. So I make sure I do that. Those downtimes are important, but you have
So
to
it-
have that
so
balance.
is so is no in your vocabulary?
It is. It is more than it used to be,
Mm-hmm.
and not a lot, but I try to do within reason.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Uh, Sometimes I had to get used to that
Mm-hmm.
because was it always a yes, always a yes. But I don't actually, no, I cannot do all of it. I cannot do it all. I think that we're growing up. We were brought up to be super women that we can do
Right.
this all. And especially if in raised in a small church, you had to do it all, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
knew growing up. And so you had to learn. Someone else can do these things. And then I started watching children and watching teens and teaching them. Oh, you know what? Let me let this go. Let me let it go. I can even to attest to this one. This happened this past for 4 years. I was the top teen advisor for the Beaumont chapter, and so I was very close to the teens. And so the new advisor came in, and I said, okay, this is a big lesson for me. And I said,
Right.
let it go and let her take care of those things. And she's learned it's like that. She's actually one of my babies from a youth council, Alicia Doss,
Mm-hmm.
and she took it and ran. So like, you know what? That's teaching me
Right.
to let it go. And
Let it
so
go.
yeah, and saying no, and it's tough. It is. So I think as a woman and as a black woman to say no because we have been just we can do it all. We can do it all. And we've been taught we can do it all these things. So
Right.
um, yeah, it's I had to learn how to do it, to learn that,
It,
and
it
even
was
more
it
so.
was yeah, it was hard for me to tell someone no.
I
Because
bet.
I felt that if I told somebody no, that I'm hurting their feelings.
Right.
You know?
My thing was I felt like if I was telling, if they asked me for something they needed from me,
Right.
and I want to get that, and I was like, oh, I don't want to. No, but then I had to learn that I'm not the only one.
Right.
Someone else has to do this, and if there are people in the wings waiting to help also. I
Out.
ain't the only one, so understand that I had to say no.
But people
Now,
people looking for perfection, and they know that you can do that. You got all those characters.
and they
So
pump you up, oh, come on, you got this, you can do this. I'm good,
yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
good. Yeah, you're so right about that. Like the perfection thing, and we
Mm-hmm.
always striving for that. And
Mm-hmm.
I always think of things. I think of everything in a song. Striving for this and going for the goal and those things. Sometimes you don't need to do all that.
Yeah.
Just do what you do.
Do what you do. And do you.
That's it.
Yeah,
A friend of mine, a dear friend of mine who Burley Nobles,
oh yeah.
says, be oh gosh, now I can think of the scripture. Much as she says it all the time too, about being okay with what you or where you are. Oh, what's
Being the
that
best for
scripture?
you, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, and it's like, just be okay,
Mm,
be okay with where you are.
yeah.
So yeah,
And I'm sure Verna could do that.
she does, but you
Okay.
know, for her to be her age, and I'm
I
trying to hang out with
know.
her,
I
and
know.
she tires me out. Wake me up early in the morning. This is on my mind. I'm like, oh girl, I'm still asleep. But but yeah, but she gives me a lot of great wisdom that I listen to. A lot of
Right,
wisdom. And
right,
so that helps. And I share the wisdom with the ones behind me. So
right,
yeah. Hmm.
right, right.
Yeah. Be content. That's what it is. Be content.
Be
Be
content.
content. That's it. Be
Or
content. And I was
yeah,
hoping that we could.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go to my listening audience and my viewers, and let me just share what they're saying to you. Uh,
Okay.
Linda Watson is saying, she said, uh, we said good afternoon, Deborah. Then Rhonda,
Hey Wanda, love you. Gotta have her own
that's the
show.
girl right there. Rhonda says, love y'all. We love you too, sweetheart. Kara Allen says, hello, ladies. Hey, Kara.
Hey, KL. Yeah,
We
love
you
her.
got to we got to contact each one another, Carol. Mm-hmm. There you go, Danita. She
My
says, "Hey, I'm
girl. My
here."
girl.
And so Rhonda says, Simon and Kevin says hello, and we are very proud to
I
know Miss
love those
Yolanda.
boys.
I am
I
so
love her boys.
oh.
There's
Alicia,
Alicia right there. See, there she is.
she says, "Hey," and Beetle Norma says, "Hello, love you."
Hey, how are you?
And that's my classmate. Vanessa Hopper says, "Hello, ladies." Hey,
Hi, how are
Vanessa.
you?
Hey, Vanessa. Danita Banks says, "Congrats to
That's our
bless,
word. That's our thing. Congratulations. We put it
congratulations
together.
for all your recent recognition." Yes, because I
God
mean,
be the
you
glory.
have been doing it, girl. I mean, every time I turn around, Yolanda Avery this, Yolanda Avery Woman of the Year
That's
here,
scary.
Yolanda
That's
Avery.
pretty
I'm like,
scary
all right
sometimes.
now. I'm like, all right, all
My
right,
dad used to always say, "You think you're about to die, or you got but much work to be done." I said, "Well, Dad, I
right.
don't want to die." So
Go out there and get your blessings, girl.
that's it.
Linda
That's
say
it.
hello,
Good evening,
Yolanda.
Good evening, Miss Watson. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, here's one. Rosa Hubbard say hi,
That's a
Nan.
classmate. Oh man,
Yeah.
Rose and I've known back for years. I've
Oh, she
known her
told me
for
that
years.
today. Yeah.
Yes, we have
Yeah.
gone back for years and years. I watched Brandon be a little one, and now he's just blowing up as a superintendent
Yes.
of a school district. I'm like, and then her daughters and my Sarah, she's in Baton Rouge. I love them. Love
And
that family.
and Brandy's a pastor of a church.
And a pastor, I forgot. That's right. New
Yeah.
pastor of the church too. That's
Yeah.
right. He sure
Right.
is. Yes, yes.
So Green says hello.
Hey, Lady Green, love you, love you, love you.
Stephanie Ann says she's so full
Hey,
of good and positive energy, and
that's
she definitely
my
is.
chitlin buddy.
Before I go to who's the ones the best bites? That's I know you're administrator of it, so you're
Right.
the one.
I started that in 2016. I just kind
Uh-huh.
of talking. I was actually on the chamber at the time as an ambassador, and I was going to different places, and friends were asking me about what to go eat because you went to the ribbon cutting, you went to the open house, and so I started as a text, and then it went to I said too big of a text, so I went to a page, a Facebook
Hmm.
page, and then I started working. As a teacher, so I didn't have all the time to
Right,
have to
right,
do it, and I wasn't going out. And so Hetty Brown, who
right.
and I, she and I met years and years ago when her grandbaby, her grandson and my son were playing baseball together,
Hmm.
and we just stayed friends over the years. And she had retired, and she would do these wonderful, I mean, wonderful reviews on Best Bites. So I asked her, I said, "Do you mind doing these reviews and being an administrator and doing these things?" And she's very quiet, if you know Hetty,
Yeah,
and very, very quiet and very
always been.
wonderful.
Yes.
Hmm. And boy, she is I mean, I say she is the greatest. She is the greatest Best Bite administrator. She is Best Bites. I mean, not just going to follow along because she wakes up every morning with a wonderful coffee. That's an affirmation for coffee
Right,
because she drinks
right,
coffee.
right. Yes.
And she's done some great pictures, and now she's amazing. I mean, I
Yes.
say, and I just love how a friendship grew into a partnership. And then a
Right.
partnership which is growing, which is blossoming. And now we
Yeah.
have 17,000 followers.
Oh,
on
great.
Best Bike.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just real
Y'all,
neat.
y'all be putting it out there. I be watching you do. Y'all do the best bike, and Isaac Mouton does the bikes.
That's right. That's right. And then we always end up together. And
Yeah.
actually, all of us are they call them localists
Mm-hmm.
for the Beaumont Conventions Bureau. We have this new thing they have in the city, and they have champions. And
Mm-hmm.
so all three of us and his sister Christine, we're all like localists, where we actually get together and and champion the city.
Right.
And it's pretty neat. I mean, I can't say I just can't say how much I love Hetty. I just can't
Now
because she's
they had a meeting last night for my champion, and I was going to that meeting. I was, you know,
you didn't go.
and I didn't go because something came up, and I said, oh well, I just missed out on
Well,
that one.
go to the next one. No, don't not stop. Go ahead and call them and go to the next one. It is really neat. I kind of did it on a whim. The last round they had it,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know. I just saw free and chamber
Right.
and community and an email, and I went. And the first time I was like, and I was actually coming in from out of town. I went, and we were at the Gladys City, and I was like, okay, what is this? And I hadn't been part of the ambassador program for a very long time. So I said, okay, well, this gives me kind of reconnect to the city and see what's going on in the city. And they had great speakers that were all local. Even our chief, Earl White, was one. We did one at the Fire Museum. Just wonderful things. I think it was like 6 to 8 weeks, and it was wonderful. I got to be reconnected with the city and what's going on in the city. And I became a champion for the city again.
Right.
And I love that because I was an ambassador for many, many years with the
Right.
chamber. So I knew all those things that were going on, but then just getting reconnected again. And so please don't, go if you, I know it's a commitment because it's set 6 to 8 weeks. I think it is, but
Yes.
go,
Yeah.
yeah, but go ahead and do it anyway. I mean, it's fun. And I've told so many people, do it. Learn what your city, because I mean, we talk about things that we are bad about the city or things, but there are some amazing great things that are happening. So once you're in the know about it, you
Once you
can
know
talk
about
about
it,
it.
right? You talk about it, right?
Right, exactly, exactly.
I'm gonna try the next because I think the next one is it's coming up real soon.
Yes,
So
I think they're every Monday or every
it's already
Tuesday.
there,
Oh yeah,
right? And,
Monday every Monday.
that's a good day for me because I don't have anything to do and I'm not sitting here
Yeah,
watching my
because
television.
like right. It's kind of like
So,
you gotta put it back in your schedule. Put it in your
right,
schedule again for the first time, but put it in there, and you'll
right,
meet some really wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people that are part of the city. I got to see city officials I usually don't see out other than
right,
how you see them
exactly.
on the paper on the news. I saw other people that were from other businesses. So it's a great, great program. So please get be a part of it.
I will. Let me go back here. Let's see. Angela Baptiste
Hey, Miss
says, "Hello,
Angela, how are
ladies.
you?
Hey,
How are
Angie,
you?
my little cousin." Patricia George Broussard said, "Loving the
Woo!
champion."
Hey, now that girl there can minister. Woo! 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 Yes.
Oh, look who's on here. Yolanda, Isaac Mouton. Yolanda is a much needed presence in the
I
community.
love Isaac.
Yes,
Isaac
she,
is
I just
the
love Isaac.
coolest
I mean,
guy.
I met him through a podcast that all the podcasters got together and
Oh,
we did some
wonderful.
last time for the election and I I'm always hitting his page up.
He is. He's great. He's great.
Yes, yes.
I'm behind I'm right when he posts. I try to go see that place, and so I'm behind the food truck to put out there. I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm going. Yeah, I'm going.
I better write say
Hey,
hello,
Sarah,
Sarah.
how are you? How are
Yes,
you?
yes.
Sarah, all right?
Janice
Yes.
Newman says she's
I
awesome.
love you, Janice.
Oh, I love
Janice,
Janice.
girl.
Yes.
I haven't seen her in a while. We talked via messenger, but I haven't seen her because she's working and things. So I miss you a whole bunch. Miss you.
Okay, Lillian Brown says, hello, ladies. Hey,
I miss Lillian, and
Lillian.
I love it. Let's get COVID booster. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. That's somebody else. That's not
Oh,
ours.
this is somebody I need to just get off of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Flo Green says Beaumont Chapel. Oh, Beaumont Chapel, the top days of
Oh,
this is very
that's my
fun.
ladies.
Yes,
I love
yes,
y'all. Love
yes.
you. Know that. Yeah. Love you all too.
So let's get back to our question. Do you prefer to work alone or do you prefer to work with a team?
Wow, that's funny you ask that. Both. It depends on what's going on. If it's a team effort, it's a team effort. And we work hard. Like you just said, Mama top ladies. I've been a top lady active for over 20 years, and it's
Mm-hmm.
a team effort to make the for the community, especially with top teams. Kind of get that next generation going and blowing. It is. It's a team effort. But then at the same time, and that in that team, we have individual duties. just like at the house. And so I can work, I work well as by myself because I was raised as an only child.
Right.
Um, and so I had to learn how to be my own best friend living in the country. So,
Excuse
um,
me.
I mean, we lived out in the boonies too. We didn't live, not only Silsby, but past Silsby. So when people didn't come by our house, they came to our house. So,
Right.
so the difference. So, yeah, and learning that. And so I had to learn how to do that. But then I love working as a team too. It's pretty fun to learn
Right.
because that's how you grow.
Where
You
you
learn
grow.
new things.
You grow from one another.
Yeah, and you bounce
Yeah.
off each other and you grow.
Right.
I
Right.
like it.
Because everybody don't share the same idea that you have.
Exactly.
You
And
know what I'm
that's
saying?
how I learned a whole lot. A whole lot. That's you hear someone else from their perspective, you're like, oh yeah, that does make some sense. Versus always my stuff, always my
Right.
thinking, my what I
Right.
do. Hearing, we're actually right now we're getting ready for Black History Month and at our schools. And so just hearing everyone's input, like, oh yeah, good idea. That's great, so I like it. I love working as a team because it makes me grow too. Pushes me.
Now, correct me on this because I heard, this is just hearsay, that the schools could not talk about Black History Month. Is that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. We are. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
about the
talk
other one.
about that. I'm gonna be Black 365 days a year.
Twenty-four
I'm not
seven.
changing this color.
We haven't got a directive from our superintendent this year. So
Mhm.
far, that's what we're doing. We're going forward as usual. So unless we get different, we're going
Yeah,
forward.
yeah. This,
It is
this
what
they
it
say,
is.
congrats, Yolanda, one of the most
Hey,
selfless.
Deshauna.
I
That
know.
girl there can cook. When I tell you
Hometown
she can bake and
barbecue.
cook, ooh, you ought to see her page. That girl can cook and bake. She is
Really?
blessed.
I might have to come talk to you, baby. D
Hey,
is
how you
my
doing, Lady
Shindo.
Dewanda? I love you too. I love you.
Okay, so describe your perfect company.
My husband.
You better have said that. Because I was getting ready to come over and tell them.
That's it. Um,
Yes.
uh, with all the things that I do, all the places I am, and I told him this last night because I was on a national meeting last night and talking to ladies from coast to coast, and I got off the meeting and I said, no matter what I do, no matter where I am, no matter who I talk to, I said I come back to you, and it feels good. And if you know my husband, he's very quiet, he's very
Yeah.
unassuming, he's
Yeah.
very just real down key, and he goes, "We're good," like I'm always being I'm trying to be romantic. You're like, okay, we're good, you know. But that
But
meant a
you
lot.
but opposite attracts.
It
So
totally does. I
hey,
mean, totally does, and keeps me balanced because I'm sometimes up and down and up and down, and he just always the same. So yeah, it keeps me sane.
yeah.
It's like a good balance beam. It keeps me balanced a lot.
Keep you balanced. And
Yeah,
we
it
need
does.
that in our life.
I do.
We need
I
that in
really
our life.
do.
I know I
Yeah,
need in my life.
yeah. You
So
do. You
I need
do.
somebody to just
You're the
calm me
same.
down. Because
Exactly.
I be all over the place.
Exactly.
Any,
Exactly.
anybody that know me know that I am all over the place. And
We just want to get along so well.
girl,
We
sit
run to each other.
down.
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah, we hanging out with Yolanda today. So I mean, she's awesome, and I just love talking to her. Okay, so here we have state. Oh, this young lady right
Oh,
here,
I love this
I worked with
woman.
her about, I'm not gonna say 10 years ago, put it like that. And I found her on through Facebook. I was talking about her, and I found her through Facebook. Stacey, we still have to get together. I love it. I even sung at her wedding.
Really?
That was back in the day when I was singing. Now I don't actually sing at nobody's wedding now. I'm might sound like a horn.
So
So Stacey, I am honored to know this beautiful woman. What an inspiration she is to all who know her. Oh my
Stacy
God,
is.
she's
Oh,
awesome.
I just can't. You're right. She is. She is. Matter of fact, I thought about her today. I said, she's always she knows what's next. She knows what I say. Well, I gotta call Stacy and see what's gonna happen next. Because she
Right.
studies and she researches and she's always on point.
Yeah.
And she has a heart of gold.
But
I
Stacey
thank
has,
you,
Stacey
Stacy.
has always been like that.
Wow.
Always.
And we
Yes.
met via Facebook.
Really?
Mhm. via Facebook.
We worked together at a bank. And
Wow,
yeah,
really?
and we would, I mean, you think I was all over the place?
I can believe it. I can believe it because she's like, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? I'm like, yeah, yeah, I got you, I got
Uh-huh,
you.
uh-huh, That's my girl. That's my girl. So,
Wow.
okay. So, what is your proudest achievement?
As a mom, I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
my kids. Um, seriously and truthfully, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I didn't want to be a parent. I was like, well, I'm gonna be a career woman and fly over and be the girl and start having kids after getting married and then going through divorce and then having another and then getting married and have another one. T Mountain. Okay. Okay, Rhonda. And seeing your offspring.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And it's one of those God things. I mean, he makes a DNA and he reproduces you. And
Right,
you see yourself and your kids, and you're like, oh, I made that. And to see them be who they are,
right.
um, good or bad, because that's part of the growth.
Part of the
It's
growing
pretty
up.
neat.
Yeah.
It is pretty neat. I see your babies, and I'm like, that's Ashley. I remember when that's almost 2 years ago. She had that accident, but
Right.
and the thing she said was so powerful. I said she sounds just like her mom.
Mm-hmm.
She just it's powerful that she understands the power of God.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so and when my kids they say something kind of crazy to me or something, I'm like, I can't say nothing because it's me. You know,
That's my son.
you know, I can't,
Be
that's
all
me.
over.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, well, so that was my greatest accomplishment. As far as having
Yeah.
amazing kids, and of course, I'm a new grandmother. Woo! You know, so that's new. I have a 1-year-old granddaughter, and so one on the way. So
Hey.
yeah, so that's new. Y'all told me, everyone that's a grandparent said you would love being a grandparent. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Mhm.
I'm too busy. I'm too busy.
I got my
That
children.
that slows me down. That has slowed me down a
Right.
lot because just boom. But other achievements, this past week has been actually pretty surreal. It really has. I don't understand, and I don't want to try to understand. The timing, because it's God's timing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I just like, okay, Lord, what do you have for me to do next? What do I need to do with this? Because not only is it accomplishments, but it's like the things that I have done is not for me. I just did it because I liked it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's for um, things to come. I don't know what the things are to come yet, and I'm just trusting and believing that
Mm-hmm.
He'll show it and reveal those things. So it sounds real cliche-ish, but I actually am walking this. It's like, okay, I'm walking what God said He do, and or what He's saying He's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, we all get to that point where we have a vision, or we have a passion, or we have a reason
Mm-hmm.
to be who we need to be. I truly believe that. It's kind of funny as a friend of mine years ago, Bucky White, I'm sorry, Robert White. He and I went to college together, and we had this poem that he had showed me years ago. How God has people put on this earth for reasons and seasons and blessings, and so I believe in that. I believe that He were here for that reason, and so just walking our season, walking until
Yeah.
this is right here's the season, and
Right.
so I got to listen to what He's saying. So kind of
Right.
it's yeah, it's pretty neat.
Right. Oh my God. It's so awesome. So how do you want to improve yourself, or what's that with the things that you've done this year or last or years in the past?
Whew. I do a monthly and a 6 month and a year and 5 year goal plan, and I pretty much reach a lot of those things. I thought, but I do it all the time. It's kind of a read, and I have the students do that too. Um, and sometimes they can't see past a year, so
Mm-hmm.
but improving who I am,
Mm-hmm.
embracing who I am. One big this is funny. It's funny. I taught middle school, so uh, I wanted to look younger. So I start coloring my
I
hair.
feel you. I feel you.
So my hair started breaking off and stuff. I'm like, you know what? These kids don't care about that.
They,
So,
they do not
like,
care.
like, I'm gonna do this for me. So, it was funny. So I decided to go ahead and hit the gray thing. It was like, "Ooh, Lord!" And so, that's been so Rhonda actually says, "Girl, I ain't gonna gray yet." On the plan again. So, girl.
I,
You know,
I had a student today actually told me as soon as I walked into the classroom, said, "Miss Jones, you look like a security guard."
why?
Now, Yolanda, if you know me,
I know you clap. I know you clap back on them.
you know God done changed me. I said, "Okay, baby, I got you."
You didn't clap back.
My daughter said, "Boy, you don't know Miss Jones." I said, "No, I got him. He all right."
You better not say nothing else all day long today.
I said, "When God gets through with me, he gonna say, I'm gonna sit down and take a vacation." And when you told me that little boy told me, I said, "Okay, baby, I'll be your security guard."
Now I'll be your guard, all right. You probably needed a guard.
Right, right.
Woo, man, that's more than a notion.
More
No,
than
because they have kids have no filter, no filter.
none. Golly, I'm wondering what they put in this food.
Oh, what's in the nuggets, right? What's in the nuggets? It's a different whole ball game.
Well, you told me earlier that your husband was your best covenant, your best covenant, and so that would tell me that he's your hero.
Yeah, he is. He is.
So, do you have any other hero besides Alton?
Yeah, mom and dad.
Yeah.
Um, this lady, I don't know if anybody remembers her. I know Danita probably does. Is Ruby Dabney. She started me in doing community work, and then outside of church, because most of what I only knew was church, other than mom's thing she did. She actually brought me in as a top team. Then, of
Mhm.
course, later on became a top lady. She's gone on, but Ruby Dabney was the epitome to me of grace and charm, and she was interesting. Interesting lady, very eccentric, but very, very charming. Like I told you earlier, I had another one that passed away very recently, but she was my Ursha, and she taught me,
Right,
and learning how to be an Ursha at church is something else,
right.
especially a junior Ursha too. So that's why I'm very patient with. I didn't realize how patient she was with us, but she taught us a lot as an Ursha. My mom's best friend, Maxine Thomas,
Hmm.
um, she was the how Laverne and Shirley, and my
Right.
mom was Maxine and Shirley, and they were total opposites of each other, but she kept it real
Right.
and kept me real, many
Mhm,
many
mhm.
many 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 days. Then going along my career, Karen Thomas. I don't know if you remember her. She worked at the set for many
Mhm.
many years. She's an AKA, and she's retired just like you are. And Karen, she was with the students a lot. So she taught me a whole lot as far as dealing with students who were almost your age,
Mhm.
dealing with college students, um, and dealing with those things, and dealing with the political part of working in higher ed. And we were colleagues. And that time at
Right,
Lamar, it was one person per building, one African American per building. But over the years, she and I became we're friends, very very close friends. I don't see her a whole lot, of course, with COVID even more so. But she's one I can always call on, especially that uh, that sound advice as far as professionalism,
right,
the other and bounce things off of. There's so many, now think about it. So there's so many people that are my sheroes. That Danita's one,
mhm,
and they're both in back and forth, always thinking of the next greatest thing. Um, there's Jenna Dyson, she's up and coming. She was one of my students. I've
mhm.
seen students that are great now. Um, Stacy's one. Just there's just so many that, it's funny because it's like sort of like those molecules in your body. Those little bitty molecules are people that
Right.
make me who I am, and I got the best from them and made me who I am,
Right.
and the best from what who I am, make it even bigger of the who I am. And so there's so many, there's so many. My aunts, my uncles, um, my grandmother, she was a sweeper.
Right.
She swept where I went to school. But she taught me so much just to be a good person, a good lady, a young lady, and so many people that have just walked in my path through my life. Like I told you earlier about youth directing. I used to play for churches all the time, over the years. And I remember, directing. And one time, I just came to me while earlier did that. Something you used to do. And I don't know if you remember, but she was before it was popular to do this. You
Hmm.
would go, rump. Before it was popular, you know, rump. So when I would play, I would go rump. I mean, those are the little things that are big things that I'm serious. I mean, that's how you set you were a pace setter. You were a pace setter for directors and for bringing workshops. I mean, we didn't have a lot of workshops at those days. Think about that. We
We
didn't
did.
bring workshops in. We didn't
Right.
bring up Margaret DeRoe, who actually wrote the music.
We wrote the
You know,
music.
yeah, to Beaumont. Me and Sister Scroggins would bring. You know what had been going on. And
Mhm.
so all those people, I can talk about people from General Bourne,
Oh,
from the
yes.
Valley, from Trinity Valley.
Oh,
Those
yes.
people, I look at Eleanor Mitchell. You know,
Yes.
who knows what she had to go through? Being
Right.
the first Postmaster General.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
who had and I
Yes.
look at it, she's still getting these kids to school and getting them, getting them she's still doing all these years at Magnolia Baptist. Flow.
Mm.
I mean, I can go on and on. So
Right.
you say
Right.
she rose. There's that, so many that I just
Thank you.
going, thank you. Thank you for, and I tell them that thank you for what you taught
Mhm.
me. Thank you for what you did. Reverend Whitaker.
Mhm.
He was my pastor from age 9, and then
Right.
I went to college, and then I went somewhere else
Come
and
back.
came back and
Yes.
ended up back with him again. So there's so many that that made me who I am. So many. And
Yes.
my goal was, especially after mother passed, was to thank them.
Hmm.
Don't let it go without thanking them that for
Right.
what you've done. Um, there's so many. It really is. And then of course now with social media, you see people on social media that are great, and even then I'll inbox and say, hey, thank you for that tidbit that you told me, that nugget you said. I'm gonna take that, and use it for the students, because we can do those. We have access to the world now,
Right.
versus where we were before. Look at this. We would have never been able to do this before. We had to be in front of each other and things. So there's many that's out there that are people I haven't met, but
Hmm.
thank them for being, giving me what they know.
Your insight. You're right. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yes, ma'am. I tell you, every day when I go into the classroom with the students, I don't know. Do you remember back in the day when we had BYPU or BTU?
Girl, yeah.
Okay. And there was a saying, a little chant we had to say. And for every day when I go in the classroom, I'll tell them, good, better, best. Never let it rest. Until
Never.
good is better and better is
It's
best.
best.
And they be saying, one little girl
Um,
said, my mama said that to me all the time. I said, well, she must have was in my era because that we had to learn that. We had
that's
to
it.
learn that.
That's
And I
it.
said, I want y'all just can't sit here and do absolutely nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Never
how?
let never, 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 never let it rest until good is
Never.
better and better is best.
That's it.
But yeah, but
And they don't
we
understand
didn't
that. They
teach
don't even understand that concept,
that.
a lot of time, but you got to teach that
You
concept.
got to
And
teach
that's
that.
basic. And like I ask the kids, something my dad did, he would never ask me, like when I had grades, reporting time, he never said you got A's, B's, what you did. He said, did you do your best? And I was like, well, yes, sir. He said, you sure you did your best? He said, if it's not your best, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah, you cheating yourself.
And so I was raised with that concept. And so every time I wanted to actually absolutely do my best. So, and now even with students, I'll say, did you do your best? And if it's a no, we have a conversation. It's like, okay, why did you want to not give your best?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, because I just don't want to, or I don't know. Most times I don't know. I don't know.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you know. And so you got to change that mindset to want to, because it's inner, it's in you to
Right.
want to do your best and be your best and give your best, and so it's a constant teaching of doing their best. And if it's not the best, keep on striving toward it.
Yeah. Keep on
Keep on.
striving. Keep on striving.
Yeah, but I haven't, and I got to put that up on the wall one day. But I got to put that on the wall. Thank you for reminding me about that too, because
That was back in the day when they was hard. We had to learn that. We had to learn the Beatitudes. We had to learn the books of the Bible.
backwards and forward. Ooh.
Up and down, backwards and forward.
And the one before, and the one after it.
You hear me?
Yes.
And
And
you find people now. They looking for Genesis. They looking for Exodus. Come on now.
it's not in the glossary. It's not in the table of contents. You're like, oh no, you know it. You know
You
where it
know
is.
it. You know it. We
You
had.
know where
I
it is.
mean, that was awesome. But we hanging with Yolanda today, y'all.
And that's where my teaching came from. It came from church.
Church.
Church. I mean, how much did you learn from church? How much did you learn from BYPU,
Right.
BTU,
Mhm.
Congress, those not association, association,
Association.
you know, how much did you learn? All those things. This general solid knowledge
Right.
that you carry from place to place.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
So, what was the last project that you accomplished?
Whew, last project. Actually, last semester, well, let me back up. I created project interview at LIT many, many years ago when I was there. And what that was is where where companies come on campus, and I matched them with their major, the students' majors, the company, and they did mock interviews. Um, and because companies were saying that students were not ready for interviewing after getting ready for a permanent job. So I started doing that, and we did it every semester at LIT for many years. And of course, getting out of that business and going to teaching dance full time, I didn't do it anymore. And so I teach juniors and seniors now. So
Hmm.
our seniors are getting ready for scholarships and
Right.
for those kind of things, and pageants and those. So I recreated Project Interview High School Edition, but I didn't change anything. I didn't water it down or anything. It's just High School Edition, and I did it last semester,
Okay.
and we had some really great. Matter of fact, Isaac was there, and he came, and we had quite a few companies that came on campus and interviewed our students many times, and many of the students had not ever interviewed ever before, and of course, somebody that didn't know, and it was a great experience to see students dress up, look nice,
Hmm.
have a resume ready, a portfolio. We made portfolios, have those ready, and do interviews, and then we also get feedback. So the company gives them feedback, maybe verbally right there or on paper too, and help them get ready for that next level of their life. So that was the last project that I really really did, as far as school, and but as far as outside of school, um, getting ready doing COVID, we did some COVID testing and also some walking. We did some not I won't say mall walking, but walking actually door to door. We didn't do it door to door. We actually ended up doing it at a. And Stacy helped with this too. Stacy helped with this. Actually
Oh,
had some people at the stores when you would come in. Actually, had they been vaccinated or not? Because as you know, they had the numbers in the city, and that some parts of the city were lower than other parts of the city that had percentages of low vaccinations. And so I got along with the city and our Mary Scott from our church, and
hmm.
she had a band of health educators and health professionals to get to do door to door in the
Right.
whole entire area, because
Right.
it is so important to get it done. And then for other community, just launched. I'm actually launching in a couple of days, and
Okay.
I'll go ahead and announce it, but we announce it to our most of it. We're launching a nationwide initiative to get deputy registrars. Everyone to become a deputy registrar.
Okay.
Why is that? I'm actually national NAACP chair for top ladies. And so, why is that? Why we want people to become deputy registrars? Because I don't know who you know, Deborah. You
Hmm.
don't know who I know. But if
Right.
you're a registrar and I'm a registrar, we can reach more people.
Hmm.
We can get them registered to vote. We can get them ready to get to vote. As you know, right now we're at a really bad voter suppression time right now,
Yes.
and our ancestors worked too
Too
hard
hard. Too
for
hard.
us not to vote.
Well, just lay it down.
Exactly, exactly.
Wash it
So
away.
exactly, exactly. So it's imperative that we teach our younger ones and to what it is about voting, and teach those 17 and 10-month ones that they got to register to vote.
Mhm.
So if we can get more people to become, and it's free in our area, it's free to become a deputy registrar. It's a matter of an hour or so to even sign up. You gotta go through the little training. I mean, and if you do it as a group, it's even more fun.
Mhm.
Several of our top ladies did it, several as a group. Um, and then some others, are doing it. The Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Belmont chapter, Belmont alumni, they're doing it also.
Mhm.
So the more people that become deputy registrars, you can get out there and just get those arms wider and spread
Right.
out wider to
Right.
get those people registered to vote. Now after that, we're going to get them to the polls.
Get them to the
We're going to get
poll.
them to the polls because we got to
Get them
get
to
them
the
registered.
poll. Yes, ma'am. Oh my God, that is so much needed.
Yeah,
So much
yeah,
needed. I worked as a clerk, doing registration, polling clerk, and so we know the areas who do not come out, and
right,
we know the areas that come out, and
right.
so it is so many people. It's so devastating because we have so many people, and we can make a difference, guys. Yeah, we can make a difference.
One vote makes a
One
difference.
vote. And we all have this, not we all, but we have this mentality of I don't need to vote because you're gonna put in office who you want to put in office. No, you put that person in office
You own that.
because you didn't vote.
Right. You own that vote.
You
That's
own
what we
that
have.
vote.
That's your
That's your
right.
that's your
That's
voice.
your right. You
That's
know,
yes.
and the myth about felons that can't vote. If
Hmm.
felons have gotten and finished up all they have done and
Right.
done that all the things they have to do and they're done,
Yeah.
they can register to vote.
Register vote.
Don't they're not condoned not to vote the rest of their life. No, they're
Right.
done what they were supposed to do. They have done their debt to society. So now get them voting. It is every walk of life. No use to know how to vote. Vote. I mean, that one vote. I can't say that one vote makes a difference.
And one vote makes a
It
difference.
does. Every voting, if it may be a small voting time or election or a big election or a presidential election,
Hmm.
be there.
Yeah.
Be there. One of my greatest moments was to see my kids get registered to vote. And when we were actually at an MLK event at MLK downtown, and so I was there, and I was actually a friend of mine was actually doing the voting. He had the table and everything there. He goes, he said, how old your son? And I said, he's 17. I said, almost 18. I said, and then dawned on me, I was, oh my God. I said, what a moment. He goes, yes, and I was excited to see him excited, my son excited,
Right.
because it's like I instilled in him how important it was to vote. So I was like, yes, that's the moment.
Right.
That was a milestone. That was bigger than prom. That was better than prom. That was better
Right.
than,
Right. Right.
and it didn't cost anything. So I said, get our priorities mixed up. Do what's important. And then the rest of that stuff is secondary. But yeah, and so subsequently, some of his friends and him had a push to have their high school friends, to be registered to vote. So now he's working on the ones in college. So it's so important. I just can't tell people enough. It's so important. It takes what 5 minutes to go vote at the most. Once
Yeah.
you get there,
Yes, but you get there.
yeah.
I'm gonna give this last person. I'm gonna give her a chance. Stacey also says a huge difference.
Yes,
The last national election is proof of how big a difference was made by women and women of color. The
yes.
power is there. Take it and use. Thank you,
That's
Thank
it.
you, Stacey.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
made a difference
We
as
made a
women
difference.
and women of color. We are there. We
We
have the power. We have the power. Use it.
Big question. Have you ever thought about running for office? I mean, I'm just saying.
No. Well, uh, no. I'm laughing about that because I get asked a lot,
Right.
and no. I don't see it yet unless God says differently. Because
Right.
I wasn't supposed to leave Lincoln and go to early college this year, but God said so. So
Right.
if God says so, that I'll
Yeah.
be obedient. But right now, no. I'll support. Um, I'll support wholly if you're doing the right thing. So like
Right.
if you're following Christ, I'm good with you.
Right.
I'm good with you, but no.
I was gang ho on this year running for county clerk. I called my pastor. I told my pastor, I was telling everybody, I'm running for county clerk. I'm running for county clerk. And so my children sat me down, they talked to me. And so, I'm Deborah Jones, but I hear here and I go out here. So and what they were saying was real, And so I said, they said, well, we got your back, Mama. If you want to run, we got your back.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought about it and I said, okay. And so I called my pastor back. I said, I'm just gonna lay low. I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I said there's some reasons. I said health reasons one. And so because I'm a diabetic, anything could just drag it up and just
Back it up in a minute.
yeah.
Right.
And so I said, so I'm just gonna lay low and I'm gonna support whoever runs.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. So
that's where I am right now. I've got many that I support, and I've learned a whole lot being in the background and the shadows. I've
exactly.
learned a whole lot.
Exactly.
And I'm on a city committee of and learning a lot about those things in the city. So it's so much to learn. It's so much to learn. But just the thing is, and and want to tell people, make yourself available to be a part of things, and it's not hard not to be. It's not hard to say, hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of that. And you understand this. People used to say, ooh, she can't play the piano, or he can't play the piano. She can't play the organ, he can't play or whatever. And so it's like, okay, and my dad used to say, well, can you? If you can't, be quiet.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do it, be quiet. So my thing is, they'll complain about this, complain about that, but then are you willing to put yourself out there to do it?
Right.
If you're not willing to put yourself up there to do it, don't say anything.
Right.
Make a difference. You have the same ability that person does to make a difference. Mm-hmm. So, get up there and do it too. But I truly believe that the people who run for office or who are in the office are gifted, or they're very special because they get darts and everything from them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
that's a lot. It's a whole lot for them to be strong enough to withstand that, but then still keep their vision of what they're there for in place. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
But
Okay, guys, with that being said, we're right into the voting season right now, and we start February 14 is early voting. Yes. So 14 through the 25th. So we need you guys out there. Vote. If you have not registered to vote, please do so. And January 31st will be the last day to register to vote for this election. And so for the primary. And so we need you out there, you guys. We need you voters. If you know somebody, push them out there and vote. Starting next week, I will start with the candidates. My first one will be Carolyn Guidry. She's running for county judge. And so we gotta push our people in that know what they're doing. And she's also having a fundraiser, which is this Thursday. She's doing a gumbo and it's $15, and she's doing it at the American Legion. So if you want a bowl of gumbo, come on out there to the American Legion. Get $15, and it's a drive-through. So don't you have to worry about getting close to anybody. So it's a drive-through. Oh, with that being said, I'm through the voting part of it, but we need you out there to vote. We need you. I can't express that enough. Yes. Yolanda.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you would like to leave with our listening audience about anything?
Wow. Be your best. Do your best, and God takes care of the rest. You know, and that sounds like a cliche, like I said earlier. But if you be your best every day, and do your best every day, He takes care of you. Grace. I mean, absolute grace. He takes care of you. I can't say that enough. Trust me. He does. And I'm totally elated that you honored me to be on this show tonight. I watch it and I'm like always on like, man, she is so cool. Do blue table talk, that's so cool. And your dream. Your dream.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the best is yet to come with you also.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Bless you. Yolanda, if there's anything that you need me to do outside Blue Table Talk, I'm here. You got my, you have my number.
That's right.
You might get in touch with me through Facebook or whatever. Get in touch with me. Say, Deborah, I need you at this meeting, or Deborah, I need you to come home here and help me with this. I'm here.
And that's what it's about. Supporting each other.
Supporting one another.
Supporting women of color, men of color, children. I don't care. Just support each other, and that's what we're the melting pot. Support
Right.
each other.
You the melting
Support each
pot,
other.
baby. That's it.
Mhm. That's
And
it.
I'm gonna show respect of her time because I told her it was only an hour, and so the clock on the wall says we went over a little bit. That's okay because we hanging
I'm
out with
good.
Yolanda.
I'm good. I'm good. Anytime you need me,
We
holler
hanging
at me.
out with, and don't this not gonna be your last time. Okay,
Okay,
we'll be
sure. Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can
yeah,
talk now.
I really appreciate you guys coming in, supporting us tonight. And as always, you always give me that support. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. If I can help somebody as I pass along this way, then I know that my living is not in
Not
vain.
in vain.
God
Hallelujah.
bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Smooches. Bye.
Bye bye, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Good night.